Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
How do you think child prodigies should be handled? Is there one particular way for all of them, or does it depend on the child? Because you said you gave so many concerts, but it doesn't seem to have taken away or from your talent or your further development.
I feel that the child prodigies coming up and sustaining the same standards, the most important thing is lies on their parents, first of all. And then parents should see that the child moves with the right persons and create a friendship with greater persons. And then they don't go for any cheap type of talks and bad habits and go away with somebody say that you are very great, oh, nobody else can sing and you sang better than him, you did better than him, there is no one to beat you. All these things will spoil the child. So I remember that I think I have not seen my father appreciating my music. Never, he said, even after a successful concert, and if any more people, they come and praise me, my father used to just keep dumb. He never expressed, he never smiled at me, he never appreciated my music. In fact, there were times when I got angry with him also. But still he said, no, you have to improve a lot. He used to tell me only that. So I never had the feeling that I did very well and there is nothing more to do for me. I never, therefore I always develop a thing that I should do better, learn more. So that the atmosphere I had, that such atmosphere is very necessary for child prodigies. The parents should take care of them. I think many child prodigies have not had the opportunity like what I had.
You seem to have had a very rich childhood, but if you were to select just one incident from that, which is sort of outstanding in your memory for, which made you most happy or most proud, what would you think of?
You mean in my childhood?
In your childhood.
In childhood, I didn't know how I was singing, and people used to tell me how I sang. Then I used to realize what the speciality, the way I used to sing. But when I see the attracting people and people coming to me without any reservations, and in those days, even after the program, even ladies used to hug me and give me gold rings and used to kiss me, things like that. So I was thinking that there is something special in me, otherwise why these people are coming like this? And I am most lucky that I was getting the blessings of great people, elderly people, great poets, great scientists, great doctors, great lawyers, and great spiritual people. They used to bless me. I believe in blessings of elders. So I was very fortunate when, in fact, when the Swamiji gave me the jnana, the knowledge that what I should do to become great, it was, a memorable advice like that. There was one Challapilla Venkata Shastri, a great Shatavadhani. He was probably incarnation of Goddess Saraswati. He used to do Avadhana, Shatavadhanam. And he had a power of speech. Whatever he says, it used to happen. And one day when I was singing, he was, I think, 85 years old. He came to my program, and a special easy chair was arranging for him to sit. And when I was singing, in the middle of a raga lapana, he asked me to stop. Then he took the mic and he himself spontaneously he said a poem. Navalane vruddhudavai, navalane kirtiganchi, navalane Sri Devi padabhaktudavai, bhuvalayamu tirugumoi, Muralikrishna. It's a great blessing. He said, you become old like me. That means you live long. You become great like me, like my in jnana. Have the fame like me and become the devotee of Goddess and go round the globe, entire world. It's a blessing he gave me at the age of 12 or 13.
And how true it came.
It came. So, I believe in elders' blessings. So I was lucky to have blessings of those. All those are very memorable things in my life.
You have been reliving in your mind, sir, about your early childhood, going back in your memory and talking about those days. But when was the last time you actually physically went back there? Is that house still in your family? And are your childhood friends still around there? Are you in touch with them?
Yes. You are making me remember all the past. Yes, when I attained the age of, I think, 17 or 18, there was a break. Break means I used to sing in 5.5 pitch. Suddenly it came down to half pitch, and I started hating my own voice. But the musical aspect, nothing wrong, but voice quality, because lot of difference in me suddenly. So I thought I should not give performances unless I get back my voice. And then see, because people will, any good thing to establish, it's difficult. Anything wrong means very easily it will be established and people talk about it. So happened in my case also. So people started thinking that I lost everything and the career is over and not. But I was not worried because I have violin in my hand. I can get on with my violin playing even if I lose my voice. But one thing I have realized, you see, many people advised me, many doctors, to observe certain things, diet and practice early morning hours, and then some people advising me to pray, sometimes pranayam, things like that. But somehow I didn't believe all those things. But it's natural, so it should come back to normal by in a natural course. So I didn't do anything except what I did was that I stopped singing. I stopped even humming. And then I have realized, suppose this continues, how to live? Then as I don't want to be only depending on an instrument, because I used to have a good voice, and why not I get back my voice? But anyway, I have realized that I should have something monthly income so that I need not worry about the running of the family, and so that I can concentrate on my art. So I think at 17th year, 18th year, the All India Radio was established in Vijayawada. Then the station director at that time, was Mr. Raganga Ravali. So for the first time in life, I think I went to his house and told him, look, I want a job in All India Radio. Then he laughed at me and said, now you see, simply because for temporarily your voice is, there is a break in your voice, therefore you are thinking, tomorrow you will get back your voice and you will not work here. You will not listen to us. You cannot stick on to the rules and regulations, he said. I said, no, I will stick on to work. Because in those days, All India Radio, working in All India Radio was, a very happy thing. And I thought it was a boon if I could get a job.
Was there a lot of discussion in your family before this? Was
Yes.
this only reason was your loss of voice, or were you thinking about what you're going to do in life, how to earn a living?
Yes, that came to my mind because there was a discussion in the house. That suppose something happens to his voice and he has no general qualification, general education, and how would he live? And then I was also feeling sorry what to do. Now, that stage I can't again go to school or college and study. So I thought there should be some permanent income so that my family will not bother about that. So I asked for a job and I got a job as a music supervisor in All India Radio, Vijayawada. And after working 1 year, there was a proposal for producers' posts. There were no producers' posts before that. And then on temporary basis, the central government, the broadcasting ministry sanctioned 2 posts for producers. That is, one at Delhi and one at Vijayawada of all the stations, And then for Delhi, Dr. Sumati Mutatkar was appointed as producer, and in Vijayawada I was appointed, the light music producer. So I think I worked hard for 1 year as a light music producer, and I have, because of my service that year, probably they thought that producers' posts are necessary in All India Radio, and they have started introducing the posts producers and assistant producers, not only for music, classical music, light music, spoken word, drama, all other children, women, folk. For all sections, they have started appointing producers. I am proud that my services, a temporary basis, proved to be very successful and gave room for so many other artists to join All India Radio. During that time, only I have an instrument to introduce the devotional music in the early hours in All India Radio. In those days, everyone used to tune to All India Radio Vijayawada to listen to that Bhakti Ranjani program. During that time, I had the opportunity of introducing devotional songs of great Vagyakaras like Bhadrachal Ramadas, Sadashiv Brahmendra, and Krishna Jila Tarangani, and also devotional songs like Tyagaraja's Divyanama Sankirtan, Utsav Sampradaya Kirtans, and some tattvams and all philosophical type songs. And fortunately, that program was received very well throughout the country. And then every station started introducing that early hour music. If there is an early hour devotional music in any All India radio, I can boldly say I was also responsible for that.
We'll come back to your work in All India Radio presently. I just want to take a small diversion.
Yeah.
You started saying that there was a proposal to start a post of producer.
Producers, yes.
When you said proposal, I was just wondering whether there was a proposal of another kind. Was that around the time that you were thinking of getting married as well? Did it happen around that
you
time?
mean that? No, I think yes, I got married at the age of 18, very, very early marriage. My father thought that, marriage will settle something
The voice?
in my voice also probably he thought so. Not only voice, but he thought because I go around many places and I might do some wrong. So he thought, I should get married soon. So whether afterwards I went wrong or not, it helped me to some extent. And so not only that, I became father very early age, probably in 20th year I became a father.
Having been steeped in classical music all your childhood, you say you went into producing light music.
Yeah.
Now, was that a very big change for you? Did you enjoy that? Did you find that you took to it naturally?
No, the thing is, light music is not different from classical music at all. The only thing is, the stress on particular points differs. That is, when you sing classical music, you can elaborate a raga and you have more scope for spontaneous creativity and reproduction. Whereas light music is a thing which is set already. You think very well before and you compose a song and correctly you have to rehearse with the orchestra and then you produce a particular song. Song portion. In light music you can't elaborate a raga. There, the raga is not important. The rhythm and sound is important.
But the fact remains that the same composition doesn't lend itself to rendering both as a classical and as a light piece.
No, we can.
Can you give an example?
Yes,
how would you render something as a classical piece and then as a light piece?
See, I tell you, the difference in styles of music, either light or classical or folk, mainly through voice and expression only. For instance, I tell you, suppose you call this as classical. This becomes light. Like that even classical music, Tyagaraja songs also, if you sing with bhava, naturally one feels it's light music. But it's not that. The stress on bhava and voice modulation, clarity, shruti shuddha, that is sticking onto the note perfectly, then unfortunately it is established that if one sings perfectly with the clarity and modulation, people think he is singing light music. And if you sing correctly, pronouncing the diction and the lyrics, you call it as, probably film music, something like that. So I don't agree with that. All these qualities of light music and film music and folk music are just a part of classical music. No Shastra says these things are prohibited or forbidden for classical music. But unfortunately, it is training has been such that in classical music nobody gave importance for Sahitya Shuddha or expression of bhava. Like even Hindustani music, suppose for instance Hindustani music, absolutely no difference except they give importance to raga lapana and voice culture and all that, so that we are not giving but we should give. If we give that, you don't find any difference between the lyric point of view, the song point of view. They are not very particular. We are particular about the song and lyric. Except that I don't find any difference between these. Only style. The style differs from individual to individual also. So if anybody says that Balamurali is mixing light music, Hindustani music and Western music, I don't agree with them.
You were an artist in All India Radio, you were a producer, you were in drama. Which of these aspects really appealed to you? Which was the most satisfying aspect of your work?
I can't say which best I like, but totally I liked working in All India Radio because I had the freedom of doing whatever I wanted to. And any new ideas that occurs to me, I was able to, present to the public very easily through this media. And of course, gradually there was a change in atmosphere, and I was asked to go to Hyderabad as light music producer for some time. And I also was asked to go to Madras, a light music producer. And I went to Hyderabad and Madras, both the places I worked for some time. And again, I went back to All India Radio, Vijayawada.
But while you were doing all these things, did it ever occur to you that, working like this full time, whether it was cramping your style as a creative artist, whether it was, preventing you from expressing yourself as a composer and so on, or was that going on also simultaneously?
No, I didn't find any difficulty in those days. Even I have freedom to go out for performances and as often as possible. And although, of course, I was giving the priority to my work in All India Radio, and then I used to go out for performances. And my bosses, the directors, were very kind to me, and they used to allow me to go and all that. And there was not much restriction in my going out. And it was never a hurdle or hindrance to my freedom in those days when I was working in All India Radio. I think even now it is so.
You had a job that you were enjoying, and you also had the freedom to go out and sing in concerts, and yet you decided to leave and go freelance. What made you make?
No, it was not like that. Some change in life had to take place. See, in Andhra Pradesh, the government of Andhra Pradesh wanted to start a music college in Vijayawada. And that chief minister and education minister were very particular that I should be the first principal of the music college. Then I said I was very happy in All India Radio. I don't want to take up a job where more the administrative type of work is there, and I lose the creativity and the teaching and administration. These things were not. I was not happy about it. But still, it so happened they compelled me. Otherwise, they went to the extent saying that if I don't accept, they are stopping the proposal of establishing a college itself. Then I thought probably I would be responsible for losing a music college in Andhra Pradesh. So I have accepted. So I had to resign All India Radio because of that.
Virtually blackmail, sir.
It was, I think so.
But having joined, did you enjoy the job?
No. I was given all freedom for some time, for 1 or 2 years. But during those 2 years, I think my work was very much appreciated. And I did, within 2 years, I did a lot. I have produced, there also I could not keep quiet. I have produced a musical play with my second year students, which was broadcast in national program, All India Radio in those days. So I was working very well, and my administration, the discipline, the way of teaching, and that Gurukula system I have established, I did very well. But unfortunately, what happened, the politics entering into my college also. There was a change of ministry, so change of ideas, and any new government will concentrate in undoing things done by the previous government. So happened that whatever I wanted, my plans were rejected. The budget what I asked for was not granted. And then I said there is no point in just sitting in a chair where I had no power and freedom to work. So I have resigned. But one thing happened, I submitted my resignation, but I didn't get the relief order. During that time, Dr. Bezwada Gopala Reddy, he was the Minister for Broadcasting Information. He is also very fond of me and my music. So whenever he used to come to Vijayawada, he used to ask for my program. And All India Radio knows about it. All India Radio used to arrange a concert before audience, and Gopal Reddy used to present. The same thing happened during that time also. Then he came to know that I was leaving as principal. Then he came to my college and asked me, why are you leaving music college and what are your plans? Then at that time, there were certain differences of opinion. I thought Vijayawada was not the place for me to continue my life. Then I thought that I should shift my headquarters to Madras.
So when was this? Which year?
It was in 1963. I joined as principal in 1960. In 1963, I thought I should leave the job. And then I was not expecting any more jobs. And I wanted to settle down in Madras because I have received many invitations from my well-wishers, friends, come to Madras and settle down. So I thought, but I never planned how to settle down in Madras and what would be the future. My concentrate was on just to leave. I should leave Andhra Pradesh, I should leave Vijayawada, I should get out from Andhra Pradesh and settle down in Tamil Nadu. That was my main intention. So that time, Dr. Bajal Gopal Reddy suggested, when you have decided to shift, you should not be without any job, and we want you back. Why don't you come back to All India Radio? We have been losing you. Why don't you come back? Then I told him, if you give job in Madras, I will take up, otherwise no. And he immediately, after going back to Delhi, he sent a telegraphic orders that, you can join in All India Radio, Madras, anytime you want. So I also thought, when I wanted to settle down in Madras, let me have some footing. So I have accepted again to be the light music producer in All India Radio. In 1963, again I came and worked for 2 years. And suddenly one day, I got a transfer order again to Vijayawada. Then I told the then station director, no, it's not that. I wanted to settle down in Madras, so I came, so I'm serving. He said, now I think we cannot cancel your orders. At least you go back to Vijayawada for some time. We will again consider you to bring back. I said, no. In my experience says it would not happen. And then there was no other go for me than to resign. So I resigned that job and settled down in Madras. I feel everything happened for my good and better.
That's how it has turned out, certainly.
Yeah.
But all this time when you were working in All India Radio and the Music College and all this, was this around the time when you picked up a variety of languages, because you seem to be a polyglot singer, you sing in so many languages? That didn't happen during your childhood. Was it during this phase that you picked up these various languages?
Yes, because I think during my tenure in All India Radio, the different types of programs I had to participate, and I was invited to Delhi by All India Radio to give a Rabindra Sangeet and to give Hindustani music, and I was asked to sing a duet with light music singers of Northern India. And all these things gave me an opportunity to mold my voice to the requirements. And everywhere, every song I sang, I was very happy. Even my singing, the light music and all that was attracted even by film field.
Do you remember any of the Rabindra Sangeet? Do you still sing them?
I sing Rabindra Sangeet even now, but I don't remember actually what I sang at that time. But now I am very popular in Rabindra Sangeet. I am very popular in Calcutta. And I am very
Could
much...
you just sing a bit of Rabindra Sangeet?
Oh yes, voice I can sing. Yes. Akash bhora surjo tara Vishwa bhora pran tahari mach khani Ami pechi mor sthan bishoye তাই জাগে আমার গান আকাশ ভোরা. And you don't be surprised if I say that after hearing my Rabindra Sangeet, and a film producer came to me and asked me to sing Bengali songs in a Bengali movie, and I sang. My first film singing was in 1950s.
How did you come to get into that field? Because, even it's very common for classical singers to say, you don't, that it somehow debases the art if you go away to film. And as you said earlier.
It's a deviation took place because, in fact, I was not for singing in movies. It's not that it's below the status or like that. But anyway, that field, I was not, concentrating or attracted by that field. But it so happened that I told you, Mr. Suri Babu, a great actor in movies and films. So he was very particular that a movie in which he was acting as a Narada.
That's how it has turned out, certainly.
Yeah.
But all this time when you were working in All India Radio and the Music College and all this, was this around the time when you picked up a variety of languages, because you seem to be a polyglot singer, you sing in so many languages? That didn't happen during your childhood. Was it during this phase that you picked up these various languages?
Yes, because I think during my tenure in All India Radio, the different types of programs I had to participate, and I was invited to Delhi by All India Radio to give a Rabindra Sangeet and to give Hindustani music, and I was asked to sing a duet with light music singers of Northern India. And all these things gave me an opportunity to mold my voice to the requirements. And everywhere, every song I sang, I was very happy. Even my singing, the light music and all that was attracted even by film field. So he was very particular that a movie in which he was acting as a Narada. That's how it has turned out, certainly.
But all this time when you were working in All India Radio and the Music College and all this, was this around the time when you picked up a variety of languages, because you seem to be a polyglot singer, you sing in so many languages? That didn't happen during your childhood. Was it during this phase that you picked up these various languages?
No. to the requirements. And everywhere, every song I sang, I was very happy. Even my singing, the light music and all that was attracted even by film field. And so
But do you remember any of the Rabindra Sangeet? Do you still sing them?
I sing Rabindra Sangeet even now, but I don't remember actually what were the songs I sang at that time. But now I am very popular in Rabindra Sangeet. I am very popular in Calcutta. And I am very
Could
much...
you just sing a bit of Rabindra Sangeet?
Oh yes, voice I can sing. Yes, yes. Akash bhora surjo tara বিশ্ব ভরা প্রাণ তাহারি মাঝখানে আমি পেয়েছি মোর স্থান বিস্ময়ে তাই জাগে আমার গান আকাশ ভোরা. And you don't be surprised if I say that after hearing my Rabindra Sangeet, and a film producer came to me and asked me to sing Bengali songs in a Bengali movie, and I sang.
Was that the first movie playback that you did? This Bengali music?
Bengali music, it was the first.
That was the... No,
yeah.
Was that the very first film for which you sang
No.
playback?
This happened very recently.
I see.
My first film singing was in 1950s.
How did you come to get into that field? Because, even it's very common for classical singers to say, you don't, that it somehow
Yes.
debases the art if you go away to film. And as you said earlier.
It's a deviation took place because in fact I was not for singing in movies. It's not that it's not below the status or like that. But anyway, that field, I was not, concentrating or attracted by that field. But it so happened that I told you, one Mr. Suri Babu, a great actor in movies and films. So he was very particular that a movie in which he was acting as a Narada. Yeah, I think I remember the name of the first movie I sang is Sati Savitri. Then the heroine was Yes Varlakshmi, who was my student. So she also said, Guruji, in my movie, you please sing the song. Then A. Nageshwara Rao was the hero. So I sang all the songs and poems for Nageshwara Rao as playback in those days. And it was very much appreciated. And many more chances have come, but I was not encouraging.
You were very selective, I think.
Very selective. I took part. And I sang in many movies in Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, Bengali, all together. I was very popular as a playback singer. Not only that, I got the national award as the best playback singer in movies, It was surprising to me.
When was this? Which year was this?
I don't remember, probably in 1970s. In 1970s, exact year I don't remember.
Unless
I see the certificate, I don't remember.
Apart from singing, you also acted in...
Yes. There was suddenly an opportunity for me to act as a Narada in a Telugu movie, Bhakta Prahalada. I acted as Narada. That was also received appreciation. And then I had, I think, about 10 more chances to act as Narada only. No, that is the thing in film field. Suppose you establish a particular character and the same type of character is offered. No deviation. A villain means villain, hero means a hero, a comedian means a comedian, like that. So I thought, they were asking me only to act as a Narada.
Is a sort of combination of hero, villain and comedian. So.
Comedian. But you know what was missing?
Yes.
Heroine. There is no heroine for Narada at all. So I didn't want to act like that. I wanted to act with a heroine. So as long as I accept to act as Narada, I will not have the heroine. I told them, no, I don't. If you give me, some acting with heroine, then I will act. And probably, I don't know when they thought I was not fit to act with heroine, or I don't know whether no heroine is accepted to act with me. Whatever it is, it didn't happen. Of course.
They may have checked with Mrs. Balamuralikrishna.
No, I don't think so. She has no objection for anything, whatever I do. And one thing, not as a heroine, but I acted in a Malayalam movie.
What was the theme of it? Social drama or
it's not,
religious?
It's a life of musician who doesn't sing, who only teaches music. So he became very fond of one of his students, and he sacrifices all his life and his status and everything to bring out that student. And it was a movie. But although my portion of acting was appreciated, the picture was not, a hit anyway. Anyway, now I thought I should not act anymore. I don't know. Even act in future, I don't know.
Absolutely.
So I think better acting in real life than acting in a movie.
And you had so much practice at acting because of all your, radio plays and so on.
Yes,
you
yes.
knew how to use your voice.
I think I am a very good actor. I'm very good. No, one thing is missing in my life, that I did not get the national award as a best actor in movie.
As you say, it's not too late.
Maybe. I got the national award as a best playback singer of films and best music director of films. I did music for good movies, like the first Sanskrit movie in the world, Adi Shankara. I did music. I did music for Ramanuja, Madhvacharya, and then Hamsa Gite and Namacharya, and so many movies I did music. And during that, as a music director also, I have introduced you something new type of music in movies. But anyway, I didn't want to become known as a music director of films or playback singer of films. But at the same time, I have experience. If any opportunity comes, I am ready to do my best in films also.
Do you remember anything about your first role as Narada in Bhakta Prahalada? Do you remember any of the dialogue or any of the songs or anything?
You want me to remember that the portion of Narada I acted, that I would like to tell you that. So I come from in the sky, singing a song. Adi anadiyu nive deva. Adi anadiyu nive deva. Ningiyu nelayu nive kava. Adi anadiyu nive deva. అన్నిట నీవే నిండెదవు కాంతివై శాంతివై యుండెదవు ఆది అనాదియు నీవే దేవా. నారాయణ నారాయణ.
Just for my own satisfaction, could you give us a small, a sample of that particular song, Chinna Kannan Azhikiran, which you sang?
Oh yes, I can give. Chinna Kannan Azhikiran, Chinna Kannan Azhikiran, Radhayai Poonkodayai அவள் மனம் கொண்ட ரகசிய ராகத்தை பாடி சின்ன கண்ணன் அழைக்கிறான். ராதையை பூங்கோதையை அவள் மனம் கொண்ட ரகசிய ராகத்தை பாடி சின்ன கண்ணன் அழைக்கிறான்.